All right, tonight, guys, I'm digging up the past. I was looking back at some of my archived videos. I think it was about 2 years ago. If I remember the published date on it was around March of 2017. I made a video talking about the srp313 and asking everyone the question, how many times do you have to rebuy a watch before you get it pounded into your thick skull that you're supposed to just own this watch and keep it? Stop buying and selling them. It's crazy. So when the opportunity came across this last time, a viewer had sent over a few watches to sell, and I sold them. And one of them was this basically brand new 313J model. So it's made in Japan on the dial, which I'm indifferent on that whole subject. But this one's a really good, perfect example. And I mean, ultimately, I paid a premium just like most people would if you're buying the J model. But I already had it in hands. It is super clean. The bezel action is super tight on it. I didn't throw it on the time grapher yet, but overall, the 313, once I get it back in my hands like this, it looks great. It wears great. I mean, this is all the J models, they don't come on bracelets, so they come on this. So I have a spare bracelet, but I'm not sure if I'm going to put it on a regular bracelet. I might do something different. So I'm not really sure on that yet. But it just made me think, how many monster videos have I made? How many monsters have I owned or even crossed through this channel or bought and sold? And, why haven't I kept certain models, and why do I keep revisiting certain models? Ultimately, they were great value propositions. I mean, you guys remember back about probably 2 years ago, I suppose, this 313 was probably, besides a couple of the black case model ones, like that black and gold one and some other even earlier ones that were maybe less popular, this 313 was, I think you could pick it up for like 180, maybe even a touch less. Not the J model, but I don't know that people really cared about the J model as much back then, but this one on a bracelet, the K model, they were like easily well below $200, and everybody just took it for granted. Now you look at them, like if you go over to eBay right now, and this is January 8th, 2019. So yeah, it's been 2 years since that one video I did. But if you go over to eBay right now, there's two of these guys listed on there. One is $1,000 and the other one is like over $1,000, which is insane. I don't think anyone's going to give them that much money for it. So with that same search, if you go in there and you look under history, under sold, completed eBay listings, realistically, it looks like they sell, depending on condition, they sell anywhere from 250 to 450, and I think that's pretty reasonable, because you're talking, I don't know if this has, well, it's a Japanese one, but I don't remember what the retail price on these were. I don't know if it was like, it had to have been somewhere between 375 and 450, 495. I don't remember what it was, but nobody ever paid the retail price. So that, well, we kind of do now. I mean, you can get anywhere from 30 to 35% off, basically, of an AD. And if you go gray market, I don't think you're going to save but maybe a couple dollars more. But it's nice to have that security of purchasing brand new from an authorized dealer. So the prices have definitely inflated on all the Seiko models across the line. And we'll talk more about that soon in upcoming videos. But, the days are well gone of $200 Seiko monsters. If you want a $200 Seiko, you're going to buy an SKX. Well, not this one. This one has over $800 into it. But a regular, you know what I'm saying, a regular SKX, you can get those for $200. And if you get into the Seiko 5 series, you're going to go even less than $200. You're just not going to have the full dive water resistance on it. But I mean, how many of us really need that? Yeah, we all gravitate towards it with the screw down crown and the nice dive bezel and all that good stuff. So there's no fighting it. If you want a Seiko diver and you want to stay in that $200 range, pick yourself up an SKX. They're all great models, and you can mod them later, or you can leave it bone stock, and they're still just a great watch. So tons of bracelet options, but the Seiko Monsters, if you want one used market with, you know, either luck or some damage on them, you're looking at the $200 range. Or if you want a like new condition or very well kept one, you're going to approach that $400 range. If you want the new Seiko monsters like the blue coral or the jade, you know, you're going to pay $450-ish, maybe somewhere in there. So you're right there with the second gens. So now it's just, you know, do you want a 6R? Do you want the 4R? Do you want the day date? So the options are still there. It's just they've essentially doubled in price, but they didn't really double in price if you really look at big picture. Basically, you just don't have that deep discount that we always had. So, I mean, it all depends on how you look at it. So I still think they're worth, obviously, the $400 and $500 because, you know, I bought those two. I've always had the orange one for a while. You know, that one, that was a side project. And then I just bought this one for $400 off of a viewer. So I certainly, so if you're asking me, are the monsters still worth $400, $500? I mean, I'm biased. I'm always going to say yes. They're great watches. So if you want a more subjective answer on that, you might want to ask someone that is maybe a little more cynical towards the monster. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. And I just wanted to share that I added the 313 to my collection, and it's not going anywhere this time. It's staying. And this is, at the bare minimum, this is the fourth one of these I've bought. Maybe more, I can't remember. I've bought and sold so many watches, but I'm doing less selling, but also less buying, or more discriminative. I'm being careful with my buying. I don't know if that's necessarily true either. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.